A woman who found peace instead of revenge can never be bothered. Hey, hey. My correct people, Anita Joseph, popularly known as Mother Hen, don finally scatterize everywhere. Hey, hey. In case you no know, Yul-Edochie post this very video wey be say e dey play so wey girls surround am dey use their breast, their everything take dey rub im body. E come caption I say, "This is what happens every time I step out. My fans are the best. Their love is too much. Nwoke bu watermelon. The man is too fresh. Even my fans dey confirm am. A man after God's heart. God only picked the best to work for him." And this very video and caption come burst so many reactions for inside social media. As I dey look this Yul-Edochie and Edochie matter, hey, na matter wey be say e go long, dey draw like ogbolo wey be say dey draw. Hey, hey. No be small thing o. Online in-laws and commenters association come drag Yul legelege. They say Yul dey compete with Edochie. Una know say Edochie go show on Saturday, and na so fans begin go dey snap picture here and there. Edochie come post the video, come talk say, see the massive love wey he get, the way fans come take dey embrace her, they snap picture with her, they do many things with her. Hey, hey, my correct people. Anyway, before I go drop the full story for the ending part, welcome to Aproko gist. For this corner, na matter we say they waka for inside social media. Now we dey carry, they come here. We know they go their house, not their parlor to go they carry am, and we they always they talk am as e be, and we they also they react to every video we say they come our way. I beg, if you never like and follow us for all our social media handle, Aproko Gist 247 for TikTok, Aproko Gist TV for YouTube, and Aproko Gist for Facebook. I beg, kindly follow us for all our social media handle. Feel free to drop your opinion constructively for the comment section, like our video, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oh shey, my correct people, no be small thing no. This one don pass, be careful. The way online in-laws come take dey drag Yul and Judy legelege for inside social media. They say Yul-Edochie dey compete with Edochie because the other day Edochie dey post the brand wey be say she dey represent. Now so Yul-Edochie come see go dey post on also. Now come burst so many reactions for inside social media wey come make online in-laws come begin go dey give am gbas, dey drag am left and right. They say Yul-Edochie and Judy they like to dey do wetin Edochie dey do. That is to say, then they compete with Edochie. They say they don't want Edochie ever progress for life. Now make her anytime we be say take do something and he post her for a verified Instagram page, Judy Austin and Yul-Edochie go still try do the same. According to this very online in-laws, he say because posted yesterday with her fans at the event, you went to arrange yours to compete her. Jealousy husband. Is effortlessly doing a thing while you and Juju writing quotes every day and drinking alcohol Monday to Monday. No more directing and producing movies again. And our popular Nollywood actress will be Anita Joseph, popularly known as Mother Hen. She can't go her Instagram page. She can't be say a woman who found peace instead of revenge can never be bothered. Hey, hey. Una know say right from the day where this whole matter start, Anita Joseph no dey hide her stand for Edochie. The matter wey be say they vex the online in-laws now. They say make Judy Austin and Yul-Edochie stop to dey compete with Edochie. At least make them stop to dey drag am, because Judy Austin family member they always they drag Edochie. Now make this matter no one gree finish for ground though. As Aproko when I be, and I say make I carry, I can't give you now. Anyway, let me know what you think about this video at the comment section. Follow our page, Aproko Gist.
When I left my ex-husband, I was broken. I felt betrayed. I felt used. I was like, why? Why would this man leave me after everything I gave to him? I was damaged. I was a woman that wanted revenge. When I left my ex-husband, I started living my life for him. I wanted to prove to my ex-husband that I can be loved by another man. I started jumping into different relationships just to seek for validation so that they can love me. So that my ex will see that just because he left me does not mean another man can love me. I remember, I was looking for a man who was far higher than my ex. I wanted a man who had a strong stature in the society so that my ex would understand that I did not go for his level. I went for a higher level. That was the beginning of my doom. I started my relationship journey. I started looking for a rich man, a wealthy man that could beat my ex, a more handsome man, because my ex-husband was very handsome, very cute. If you see my first son, that's my ex. I was looking for a man to beat him physically, potentially, everything. And I kept falling into the wrong hands. I got a lot of politicians that said that they loved me. But each time I get into the relationship, they use me. They were taking advantage of my vulnerability. Because every time I get into the relationship, I tell them how my ex abused me. Guess what? They will repeat the same abuse. They never gave me anything good. They saw that I was a desperate woman who was seeking for validation in a man. So they treated me even worse than my ex treated me. I started regretting. At some point, I was now saying, why don't I go back to my ex? Because a lot of men even treated me worse than my ex. Yes, I went back to go and beg my ex-husband. That's the story many of you don't know. I went back to beg my ex. Because when I got out there, I saw that all these men, they are all the same. Oh. My ex was even better than most of them. I said, whoa. I rushed back to go and beg my ex. My ex said he cannot marry me again. He's not doing it again. I said, whoa, I don't die. I was damaged. I was seeking for validation. I needed somebody to love me, to prove a point. I needed people to understand that I'm not mad. I'm not stupid. Can someone just help me and love me? I rushed to different men and they kept damaging me. Guess what? I kept repeating the same thing I did with my ex. I was a damaged woman. So I met this guy that genuinely loved me in one of the relationships where I was running, but I couldn't be loved. I kept comparing him to my ex. If he tried to correct me, I would say that is how my ex used to talk. I was bleeding on this guy who was loving me. I didn't even understand the meaning of love. So if you are giving me love, I don't even see it as love. At that point, I was seeing a man who gives me love as a weak man. Because I had met a lot of toxic men in my life, I now began to think that if you don't beat me, you are not a man. There was a time I was in a relationship with somebody for 3 months and he did not beat me. And I told him, you are not a man. I told him, touch me. You are a coward. If you cannot hit a woman, you're not a man. I told a man that did not beat me for 3 months. Because the toxicity, the damage have made me feel that the only way you can be a man is when you hit a woman. I pushed this guy to the wall. At some point, there was a day I took a knife and told the guy, I will kill you. The guy said, there is nothing you will do that will make me touch you. He said, I told him, you are a coward. You are a coward. He said, blessing, you need to heal. I saw every man who came into my life like a fight. It was a battle for me. I fought men, even those that loved me. The day the guy wanted to leave me, I begged, I cried. He said, blessing, I'm not leaving you because I don't love you. I'm leaving you because you need to heal. You are damaged. And if you don't heal, you are going to break everything that you love, including your children. There are some women that are damaged. And they damage their children because they've not healed. There are some men that are damaged. And they damage their children because they've not healed. You will see a man treating his child the way his ex is treating him. Some of us have damaged the things we love because we've not healed. This is not clouds. This is real. This is my story. And I'm not ashamed to talk about it. We have lost a lot of good things in our life because we refuse to heal. Even our children. You see yourself treating your child. My first son is the carbon copy of my ex-husband. If I did not heal, I probably would have killed my son by now because he's the replica of his father. For every time, I always tell myself, Tonto, your son is the replica of his father. So you must heal, you must forgive him if you want to love your son. I had to forgive my ex to be able to love my son. I couldn't love my son without forgiving him because he was his father. My first son walks like his father. My first son sits like his father. My first son, sometimes when my first son is looking at me, I'll say, Jesus, you are a carbon copy of your dad. I see my ex-husband every day in my house. I feed my ex-husband. My ex-husband is my son. He's his replicate. And let's talk about Jean. He took some little gene of his father. I cannot change the fact that my son is from Edo State. No matter how much I want to hate Edo men. What about gene? What about those inborn traits that our children are going to take? Are you going to hate your kids? That's the reason why you have to heal. You have to forgive. It's not because they did not hurt you, but because you don't want to keep hurting other people. You don't want to be the monster that you hate. If you don't heal, you will be doing to other people what other people did to you. That is the birth of abuse. A lot of people abuse you because they have been abused. A lot of people are doing to you what they know. Some people are wicked to you because all they got was wickedness. They were not born wicked because they did not heal. So they will be replicating the things that they got. That's what is called being damaged. Most of us are damaged. If you don't heal, you will never get love. The problem is not the man. The problem is not the woman. The problem is the fact that you are damaged. You are broken into pieces. And if you do not gather your pieces, you can never find love. I kept on searching for a man to love me. I didn't find. I told you guys, there was a time I told myself, listen, maybe because you are going for high class men, why not go for the lower class? Maybe because you are looking for a man that is rich. Okay, blessing, look for a man that is struggling. Look for a man that is just trying to survive. Build with him. I met a guy. He was doing his PhD outside the country. I told him to come to Nigeria. I was going to help him. I was helping him to look for a job. I called all my contacts when I was working with the police and begged them to give him a job. I finally secured a job for him, but he said the job was going to take about 3 months. So I asked him to come down from the US and come and start getting used to Nigeria before the job finally clicked. When this guy came down from the US, he lived in my house. I gave him my car. I fed him. I made sure that he was comfortable because I felt I was the one who brought him from the US to Nigeria. This guy will be driving my car around Abuja. I'll be entering taxi to work. Even after work, sometimes when I call him and tell him, baby, come and pick me, he'll tell me that he's busy. He's hanging out with his friends with my car. I will jump taxi. I will go home. I will cook for him. I wanted to make him comfortable. I wanted to be sure that I wasn't doing something wrong. Guess what? It was still the same thing. Each time this guy tried to scream at me, I will remember my ex. There was a day we were having an argument and this guy raised his hand and wanted to slap me. Before he wanted to slap me, I gave him 2 slaps. And I told him, you will never hit me the way my ex hits me again. No man would dare. When I gave him the 2 slaps, he said, I'm going to deal with you. He locked up the door and started beating me. I ran into the kitchen, I took a bottle and I told him, I'm going to kill you. I told myself that my ex would be the first and last man to ever touch me in this life. It was when we were fighting, my landlady, because then I was staying in a big queue. There was a boys' quarter in the main house. I was staying, so my landlady heard our fight and came and was hitting the door. That was the reason why I did not kill that guy that day. After then, we broke up. It was after that relationship, I told myself, blessing, it's time to heal. My ex has moved on with his life. My ex had remarried, said. Just the way Tonto Dike's ex-husband remarried. My ex remarried after 6 months. But guess what? My ex did not change. My ex is still married to his wife for almost 5 years now. And I'm not married. Some people will start saying, blessing, should be your ex marry another woman and she stay. And you never marry now, why you no stay? When, after getting custody of my son, after 5 years, when I got custody of my son, the first thing my son told me was, Mommy, I said, yes, do you know that my daddy used to beat my other mommy? I said, eh? He said, yes. There was a day my other mommy was backing my other brother in the back and my daddy was beating her in the kitchen. My small brother was crying and my other mommy was crying. When my son told me that story, I went into my room, I knelt down and I said, God, thank you.